Hello, Brother Sam.
Hello, Master Quinn.
I've been looking forward to this one for quite a while, actually.
You've been looking forward to this one?
Yeah, I don't know why. I think when we wrote down the episodes for this season, what to do, this one I felt was like the weakest, like title-wise, but now that
cults,
our viewers have no idea what's in store, so it's good. It's going to be good.
And neither do we. No, yeah, it's quite a broad subject, isn't it?
Cults.
Yeah, because there's kind of that whole, what class is a cult? Is it a religion a cult? Is a church a cult? It depends, because it's such a wide umbrella. There's so many things that could come under that. So we could be here for a long time, mate.
I'd class estate agents as cults.
Estate agents?
No, so I used to be part of a clan back in the day. Is a clan the same as a cult? I suppose it is a little bit, but yeah.
What kind of clan? A Halo clan?
Indeed.
E.T. Oh, indeed.
No,
it was E.T.
And yeah,
E.T.
it was a Halo 2 clan, and we got quite high ranked actually, and we named the clan RTR, and it stood for, I can't even say it actually. It stood for.
What did RTR stand for?
Oh dear. It stands for, I can't even say it. It's fucking awful. It stands for Ride to Rohan from Lord of the Rings.
Just getting a call on the other line. See you in a bit.
Fucking terrible.
That's pretty cool from a Lord of the Rings perspective, but yeah.
I was the sniper in that one.
That's one thing I remember. You always were good at sniping in Halo.
Yeah, you know
you always
me.
were good at.
You know me, mate. I like picking people off, don't I? That just quickly. That same the same mentality of being a sniper, being on the outskirts and picking people off is exactly the same mentality I had when I did rugby, because I was quite quick. So I did I was on the wing, and then one day I got put as prop, which is the middle lot where all the beasts and buffaloes go, and
yeah,
I got fucking I got fucked so bad. But yeah, so
is that when you did them trials for that rugby club?
No, I did it for a good 6 months. I was part of the Hitchin Crusaders down here, and
fair enough.
But yeah, I was a winger, and the same mentality goes when you're a sniper. Just don't get involved, get your kills, and fuck off home, basically.
The thing with sniping is you have to stay back, and I really struggle with that because I'm such a gung-ho kind of person. I just charge forward even if I have got a sniper and end up just getting my head blown off.
Nah, mate, controlled, calm, take a deep breath.
It's RTR, yeah?
RTR,
Ride to Rohan.
Ride to Rohan. That was my clan.
We've had our fair share of tribes and clans, haven't we, on Tribal Wars?
Tribal Wars?
And it always ends with Tom Quinn being a traitor.
No, so
turning on his... No.
Let me put something straight here. So, when me and Sam play Tribal Wars, we start off as friends. Okay.
Oh yeah, every time.
Right, every time we want to work together. I send him troops. I send him defensive troops. I send him resources. Right. As soon as the shit hits the fan and things get a little bit touchy with other people, he jumps ship. And protects himself. He leaves me to defend, right? And being the person I am, right, I do not quit, put it that way, right? I stand there, and I don't go out in a methodical way. When it's time to go, people know it's time to go, and I fucking...
all guns blazing.
It's like a rapid fire machine, and but ultimately that's the way it ends up, and Sam lingers on in the background, like Grima Wormtongue and Sauron.
We know what happens to him in the end.
There have been some pretty famous cults, though. Some very, very obviously serious ones. I don't know if the word famously is right to use in this sentence, but obviously the Ku Klux Klan, pretty serious one, obviously.
Well, yeah, that's interesting you say that, because I didn't even think of them, but now you mention it, it's kind of a cult, isn't it? Because it's lots of people having the same belief system.
I mean, I think they still exist, you know.
That, yeah. Oh yeah, 100% they still exist.
Yeah, I mean that's
100%.
quite a famous one.
Yeah.
Or infamous. Probably the right word.
Yeah, infamous. Yeah, definitely. That's the thing. I mean, some people, I mean, I'm not sure I class it as a cult, but some people even say, like, bloody Christianity is a bloody cult. I mean, some of the practices that go on, it depends. I think there's a really fine line between, like, religion and cult.
I feel sorry for all these young Catholic boys. No,
yeah.
If you're a follower of the church, listen to this podcast. No, I mean, yeah, it is a cult. At the end of the day, you know, they've got buildings dedicated to a subject which most believe isn't real.
That's true. It's true, mate.
What do you? I mean, religion. I think religion is separate from cult, but you are right.
I think it is, but there's a really fine line, isn't there?
Yeah, strange.
I mean, I suppose it depends what the cult is actually trying to achieve as well, because some cults are obviously quite sinister, whereas other ones have got like a goal that doesn't really affect other people. It's just more that they're all sharing common beliefs.
So, I mean, I don't know if you've heard this one, right? So, and Prince William is part of this as well. They're called the Freemasons.
Yes, I have. I have heard of the Freemasons.
Right.
They're loosely tied in with the Illuminati. They reckon that they're related.
Yeah, and so
but Freemasonry is massive, yeah.
Yeah, and that's a group of people. My family's part of it. I'm not a member, but 2 members of my family are members of the Freemasons. And yeah, it's a strange. I mean, they have to read out passages, and they have a handshake as well, and certain members have rings.
I was just going to say, yeah, is this one where they got those special rings?
Yeah, special rings, and they have to read out passages and memorise the book and things like that. And yeah, again, it's that the higher circles of these groups, so not sort of where new recruits and that come in and it's like a family thing, but the actual top people of these groups are probably connected to certain people. The Freemasons is a big thing, actually, and it's not very well spoken about.
No, it's not. It's quite hush, isn't it?
If I wanted to, I could become a member tomorrow. I'd try and sign up to the Freemasons.
So what's the criteria?
You got to be bald, have a swastika tattoo. No, I don't know. I don't know, mate. I don't know what the criteria is. I just know that Prince William is part of it. He's a member.
Is he?
Yeah.
I mean, some people believe that like the Freemasons are linked to the Illuminati, and the Illuminati is supposed to be the people that run the world.
The Illuminati.
And it depends. It depends how deep you want to go into this, because they reckon most of these celebrities that are like public facing are actually puppets for the Illuminati. Beyonce and Ed Sheeran, and I mean, I do not believe that, but a lot of people think that people like Beyonce subconsciously send in these signals to the public through the performances.
Beyonce?
Yeah, so she's one of the biggest. If you next time you get a chance, type in Beyonce Illuminati in Google, and there is so much conspiracy theories around her. And the main
Why Beyonce?
So she's quite a mysterious person, but I think one of the main reasons is she does this pyramid symbol quite a lot when she's on stage. I mean, I do not believe. I just want to categorically say I do not believe in the Illuminati. I might believe in the Illuminati, but I don't believe that bloody singers are the mascots for the Illuminati. But they reckon that that Beyonce and Jay-Z are like because they're one of the biggest power couples in the world. They reckon that they are puppets for the Illuminati.
Never heard of that.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
It's crazy, mate. It is crazy. And obviously, you got people like the Queen. Apparently she's in it.
Let's have a meeting. Trying to do a reptile voice there.
Well, that's another theory, isn't it? That she's a bloody reptile.
Got any mice?
I mean, that's from your friend, Mr. Ike. I think he's famous for coining that theory.
My friend, Jesus Christ, you just
Your
labelled
best
me.
buddy, David Icke, you know.
No, I've listened to his interviews, and
He's a very clever guy, isn't he? He's a very clever guy.
Yeah, I mean, this comes back to what you just said about going too deep into it. Like the higher world order, the Illuminati, not the inebriati, as I said yesterday, Sam from Mission Web. Look, the Illuminati. That word's been around. That's Latin, isn't it? That's been around for a long, long time. And it's about this sort of higher power of circle of people controlling countries and stuff.
I was reading about this literally this morning, and apparently, so the Illuminati was apparently first founded by a German man in the 1700s. Sorry, and he basically wasn't happy with conventional religious beliefs. And he still wanted to find a way that people could congregate together for a common goal, common belief, but without being forced into religion. I think it started as quite an innocent thing, and it's became this massive, giant conspiracy that's been blamed and tarred with all of these accusations. But it started off as literally a one man who became five men.
Band.
Yeah, literally one bloke, recruited 5. I think within 10 years it had something like 600 members, and then by the end, I think he had several thousand members, and they tried to work their way into Parliament, apparently, and it just grew from there. But, yeah, I didn't realise it actually apparently started in Germany.
Makes you think about the Nazi Party.
Well, that's another
maybe
conspiracy
Hitler
theory.
had ties.
That's another conspiracy theory, yeah. That Hitler was involved in the Illuminati as well. It's such a crazy... I mean, I definitely think that... I think there are things that go on in our world that we have no clue about. Like things that are so far beyond us. I think that they're things that we will never even scratch the surface with because we're so beneath these people. But there's definitely some kind of, I believe, like some kind of like higher power, I think, controlling things. Not to the extent of the Illuminati, maybe, but I think there is a group pulling the strings. What's that famous family called? Begins with
The
R.
Rothschilds.
Yeah,
the Rothschilds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard a lot about them. I know someone whose daughter was an ex-lawyer for them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, one of the most powerful families that exist today. Obviously, just below the Quintons, but
obviously. Do you believe in the Illuminati? Do you think this weird cult exists that are pulling the strings?
I think it's very possible. If you got the most powerful men in the world together. Now, I'm not talking about politicians or prime ministers or presidents, because they tend to go with the wind. They've got a very short lifespan, not in terms of actual life, but in terms of their time in the stage. It changes, and you can't trust secrets to people who are there for one moment and gone the next. However, massive companies like Google, Amazon, Spotify, YouTube, all that sort of things, Facebook. If you got all of those people, Bill Gates as well, if you got all these people together in one room, you'd have the most powerful people on the planet influencing people, because they're the real people who influence everything, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's really true.
It's very possible to have a circle stronger than that,
like
of
an
politicians
elite
and
circle.
world leaders. Yeah, because. But it has to be those people. It wouldn't be, me and Steve. It would be fucking people who have actually like...
Can you imagine me and Steve, they running the country? Jesus.
But it has to be people in power.
Yeah, people that can make those decisions.
There now. Yeah. All in the shadows. It's the assassins. It's the Assassin's Creed, as they say.
I don't know. I mean, there's so many of these conspiracy theories. There's some that are just silly. They reckon if there's a certain way you fold a $1 bill, you can create the Illuminati pyramid with the all seeing eye and all that. And seriously, it's just...
If I fold it into a triangle, it becomes a pyramid. There'd be like some sort of like moment where some 3-year-old's playing around with $1 bill and the father looks across over his cereal like, oh, fuck.
I think they are definitely, like we said, they're pretty one of the biggest, if not the biggest cult in the world. But another one that comes close is Scientology.
Jesus Christ. I've seen documentaries on this thing.
And they are a very interesting group of people. Very interesting.
So that's a very recent Religion.
Yeah. And it's got some very famous people. So, I mean, one of your favourite actors, Tom Cruise, is a well-known, and he's publicly admitted to being a member as well.
He's quite high up because it's about how much you pay in as well.
Yeah. So, I mean, I never realised they actually believe in... This is what I was saying earlier. There's a really fine line between a religion and a cult. Like, is Scientology a religion or a cult? Because I would say, Scientology, they are a religion. You know, that they essentially they believe that human beings are immortal, and that you have multiple lifelines and lifetimes, and that if you do so well in your faith, then you can advance to your next lifetime, etc. So that's quite a religious thought. But like you've just said, there's a very kind of cultish part of them as well. So a big thing, like you said, is about how much money you put into it, and they're very secretive and hush-hush, and I think there's some dodgy stuff that goes on with them, for sure.
Of course, 100%.
For sure. But Tom Cruise he's quite high up in it, isn't he?
Yeah, he's like second, I think he's second tier, which is like basically the one below the main lot.
Well, I didn't realise that they actually believe in like an afterlife and all this thing. I thought they were just a group of people that it's like a giant pyramid scheme.
But it's based on a book, isn't it? It's based on a book which someone wrote. I remember in the Louis Theroux documentary that it's based off of someone's book. Strange, like, bunch of people.
Talking of, that's a good segue actually then. Talking of Louis Theroux. So Louis Theroux also approached a well-known cult called Heaven's Gate. He approached them to he actually approached them to appear on his BBC documentaries. Have you heard of Heaven's Gate, Tom? Apart from what I've told you about them.
Not before we spoke.
So they are an interesting group of people, and essentially what Heaven's Gate believe is they believe that what the Bible refers to as God is actually a highly developed alien, and this bloke come up with this theory and formed this group called Heaven's Gate. And, you know, one of their main beliefs was about trying to contact this godlike alien to take them to the next level. And they believed that evil space aliens, referred to as Luciferians, falsely represented themselves to Earthlings as God. So all these other gods are like false idols. They're apparently evil aliens. So already, you know, they're pretty colourful people. Founded in 1970, and 20 years later, there was a very tragic end. Basically, there was a scientist, and he discovered that a comet was coming past Earth in 1997, and this Heaven's Gate group believed that following this comet was a UFO piloted by their god that was going to pick them up and take them onto the next level. But in order to be picked up and taken to the next level, they had to commit group suicide. And on the 26th of March 1997, 39 people killed themselves, basically. They all drank poison, and they were found a few days later. Obviously, nothing happened. Or did it? That's the question, you know. Are they in the next level? Who knows? Of these 39 people, so 39 died. There were still there were 8 people that were left behind. So this Marshall guy that led the cult, he kind of decided that these 8 people would be left behind to spread the word and carry on the message and answer questions and share the teachings of Heaven's Gate. Of these 8 people, I think 4 people have died now. But the 4 that are left still run the website. And if you go on the website, it's been preserved to the same day as 1997. So it looks like one of these really, really old, clunky websites from the 1990s.
It's basically my MySpace page.
Literally like a MySpace page, mate. Honestly, I'll send you a link. And the website's basically got a bunch of their teachings and what they believe aliens look like and what their god looks like and how you can join. And it's got some of the initiation speeches. And this bloke, I mean, I sent you a link to one of his videos. Like, he doesn't blink in like this hour-long video. You think he blinks like twice. But yeah, anyway, on the website they've actually got a contact form, and after doing a little bit of research, apparently they are still answering questions. The surviving members of this cult are still trying to spread the message, and apparently they happily answer your questions. And I thought, why not try and get a mini interview for SNT, from a real cult.
Hold on a minute. So, if you're a first-time listener, I've just learned that 50% of the workforce, aka not me, is now talking to cults.
So I didn't give much information away. I thought, I want to ask them something that they haven't been asked before. But also, I want to find out.
Do you like Charizard?
Are you a fan of Charizard? Oh, I should have asked that. I'm glad I didn't ask that, actually. Anyway, I dropped him an email, and I got a reply 10 minutes later. I'm not even joking.
They're busy then?
Yeah, they're busy, they're busy. And I didn't think they would reply, because I probably get people messaging them all the time. They've been in the news, been there, past that. Well, literally, they must get a lot of abuse as well, because people actually die.
You should kill yourself. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. That's the thing. They must get a lot of abuse. These surviving members, in a way, they must kind of feel a bit like,
we dodged a bullet there, mate. Yeah, fuck it.
Well, part of it is like, oh, we've dodged a bullet. The other part could be like, why weren't we chose? And I actually read, well, this is it. Like, can you imagine that? Imagine that. You'll come in. Yeah, nah, you're not coming. You'll come in. Can you imagine? But if it was me, like you've said, I'd be like, nah, I'll stay. Tell you what, I'm happy to stay. I'll stay here. It's fine.
Bruce, you want to come?
I'll wait here. Yes. So I emailed them, and I thought, right, I don't want to ask too much. I didn't think I was going to get a response, and I was shocked that I did. So I said, hi, hope you're well. I was reading up, and I was very interested when I came across your belief system. I just had a few questions, and I wondered if you would be up for helping me. So I said, first of all, are you still recruiting? And their response to that was, they didn't even say hello or goodbye. They just wrote 1, 2, 3.
The comet comes.
So they wrote, no, we are not recruiting anymore. The group came to an end in 1997, and there have been no new recruits since then. So, okay, fair enough. So I said, so basically, I think I mentioned before, their main belief was that a comet called Haley Bop would be flying past.
Haley Bop.
So, the comet was
Haley
named
Bop.
I know, it's a stupid name, but that was named after the scientist that saw this comet. So the comet actually did go by, but obviously this Heaven's Gate group believed that a UFO would be following the comet. So I said, apart from Haley Bop, are there any other comets coming that have an effect on your group? And they said, no, we have no relationships to any more comets coming or going. And the last question is a bit of a political one. I thought I'd get their opinion on a big issue at the moment. So I said, I'm really keen to know, what are your thoughts on the coronavirus outbreak that the world is experiencing recently? And they give me a very simple answer. Fuck off. Now they said, the virus is a human issue. It does not affect us, and it does not affect the next level. And that was it.
Jesus Christ.
That was it.
We are one.
A real mini interview from a cult. There you go. SNT Podcast, bringing quality content to your door.
Well, I won't be giving a shout out to Heaven's Gate, obviously.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Man, I can't believe they replied. So I sent that email, and I thought nothing of it. And I sat down, and my phone went off, flashed up, and I was like, "Oh, what's this?" And it said
this is cult
it said in the
leader.
subtitle Heaven's Gate, and I was like, "Fuck."
We know who you are.
Yeah, people can be so easily brainwashed, though, can't they? It's quite scary.
Well, that was the problem with Charles Manson.
So yeah, that's a really famous cult. Yeah, that's a good one. Not a good one, but that's a great one. No, not a great. You know what I mean? Though it's a very interesting one.
Well, yeah. Again, brainwash people, all through influencing people. This is one of my biggest weaknesses as a person. Like you mentioned David Icke earlier and all that sort of stuff. I listen to these videos, and it doesn't take me long for my mind to be swayed, and I know that about myself. So I'm quite lucky that I know that about myself.
Self-aware.
So I keep it in check a little bit. But for people who are very heavily influenced, it's dangerous. Belief is a very strong thing. If you believe something, it becomes true in your head. And if it's true in your head, then you're willing to do anything for it.
Exactly.
Do you know the thing about me that I've always thought was quite... This is going to sound so stupid. I've always thought, right, when people look at me, they don't think a lot, which is good, because it's sort of like a background character. Right?
Sorry, what?
Bam! Knife in the back.
So when people meet you, they think what?
No, I'm saying, like, if I'm imagining myself in a cult, right? And I'm one of these background, extras or whatever. I'm just like, wandering around. Oh, you're right, yeah, you. And all of a sudden, your wine's been poisoned. You haven't got a clue who's done it. That's me, mate.
See, lurking in the shadows.
Just like in Tribal Wars, mate. Messaging the enemy. This person's the fucking spy. AKA, don't tell anyone. I'm a nobody. Then all of a sudden, the smile from across the room.
It sounds like an episode of Game of Thrones.
Fucking hell. During the week, Sam, in prep for this episode, I asked you to come up with an initiation speech for a new recruit.
You did.
I want to see what you've come up with during this time.
You want to try and...
So I've got mine ready.
Oh, who's going first?
Sam, you can go first, mate.
Okay. So, I'm trying to convince you to join my cult, yeah?
Yeah. I mean, again, go for it, mate. Yeah. We can edit this out if it's shit.
Let's see how it goes, mate. Right. Mr. Quinn.
Hi, Sam, you're right, mate.
Let me tell you something that you already know. Right? The world ain't all sunshine and rainbows, It's a mean and nasty place. And I don't care how tough you are. This world will beat you down to your knees and keep you there permanently if you let it. And you, me, or nobody is going to hit as hard as life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. Yeah.
This is
how much
Rocky.
You can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. All right.
Fucking
now, if you know what you're worth, then go out there and get what you're worth. But you got to be willing to take hits, not pointing fingers, saying you aren't where you want to be because of him, her, or nobody. Yeah. Cowards do that, and they ain't you, Tom. You're better than that. All right. Now I can show you. Show you the way to achieve everything that you've ever wanted, yeah? And I can show you how to advance onto the great beyond and finally meet the one true Lord. Lord Exodia, the forbidden one. But in order to do this, I need your help. I can't do this alone. Now, this is going to be the hardest challenge you've ever faced, alright? But I need your help. We need to locate all 5 pieces of the Chosen One, Lord Exodia.
Fucking hell.
And on the 7th moon of the 7th day of the 7th month, Lord Exodia will rise, and we can join Yami Yugi in the great beyond. Now, are you ready to join me?
I'll join you after we watch a Rocky film.
Oh, it was so funny you knew that was from Rocky. I was trying to think of like a motivational speech, and I was like, alright, what's a really motivational speech I can think of to start off with to lure him in? And yeah, it was Rocky.
Fucking hell. I literally watched motivational speeches yesterday, and Rocky Balboa was like the first one on there when he's talking to his son.
Fuck's sake.
As soon as you said it, I was like, hold on a minute.
Yeah.
I like how you mixed it up though with
yeah, and Rocky, mate. Nice. It's not often you combine that,
Right, okay. I've sort of done it where you're already like accepted. That makes sense. I'm initiating you to the group.
Oh, it's my welcoming speech.
Yeah, okay. So, and I literally read it down. I can't really read my own writing, so it might be a little stuttering, but I'll try and get through it. All right.
No, my name is Tom.
Hold on. Let me just give me a few seconds to read through it, and we'll edit this bit out. 1 second.
That's when you know your handwriting's bad, isn't it? When you can't even read your own writing. Same with me. I write notes sometimes and I'm like, what the fuck does that say? I can't believe you knew that was from Rocky. I'm impressed with that.
Right, okay. So, in my head, you're in the church, all right? And I'm welcoming you to the church.
Okay, so I've already joined at this point.
Yeah. All right. We have a new recruit, everyone. Please welcome Brother Sam. Praise be to Zard. Now, don't worry, anyone. Everybody, even. He's already agreed to all the terms and conditions and showed me his loyalty personally last night. Okay. He had to swallow a lot of pride to do this, and has so far been very willing to bend over and take one for the cause. So we welcome you, Sam. For your health and safety briefing, please see Evie Underwood. She will help you with anything that may crop up on the horizon. Sam has pledged to pay £1 a month to the Trump campaign, and also on a bi-weekly basis abduct homeless people for testing. Every third Thursday of the month we also play Yu-Gi-Oh! And loser of the tournament becomes the Gimp and Cum Dumpster for that month.
No.
One more time. Please give a round of applause to Brother Sam. Welcome to the Char Clan. Praise be to Zard.
Okay. I like that the god is called Zard. It's funny how we both put Yu-Gi-Oh into it.
Fucking hell.
I was not expecting Yu-Gi-Oh to be in both.
Reading it, I was just like, this is sad as fuck.
It's funny, mate. Fucking Zard.
With the Charizard clan.
I like that. I mean, I'll definitely join that. Not too sure about the cum dumpster bit, but the but I mean, I'm prepared to let that slide just so that I can worship Charizard.
I actually couldn't read during that. It was really hard to read. How weird is that?
What does that word say?
I was just like, fuck.
If there was a clan, mate, and it was about Pokemon, I'm pretty sure we both joined. So apparently, they reckon in North America alone, there are 50,000 people in cults.
50,000?
People in cults. Apparently, in England alone, there are 500 different cults.
I'm guessing, do you have to, like, register?
I don't know. Apparently, Britain has got 500 cults using mind control.
500 cults on mind control?
In the UK alone, yeah, apparently.
Literally, so it's weird. I literally just typed in famous cults, right? And the first one that come up was Heaven's Gate.
Really?
The very first word on this article was
So that is another thing. I mean, loosely attached conspiracy theories and all that. But they reckon that computers, like your phones and your laptops, etc., they reckon that they're listening to what you're saying. And at work, we were on a website, and this is quite freaky. It only happened a few months ago. So we were on, like, I can't remember, we were on some website, and it was on the side, you get them fucking annoying advert pop-ups and banners and when they appear all over the website. And I think it was talking about camping equipment or something. And we didn't Google it, but we started having a discussion, and we were talking about, I think we were talking about pets. Someone was talking about their pet and got into like a 20-minute conversation about cats and dogs. And I refreshed the website, and those adverts turned into advertisements. On the left was dog food, and on the right was pet insurance. And we hadn't Googled it. Tell me that is not freaky. And if you Google it, they reckon that they basically proved that there are speech recognition programs built into most websites and most search engines that are constantly listening to what you're saying.
Through the microphone on the computer?
Yeah, through the microphone on the computer, yeah. That is crazy, isn't it? And I've tried it a few times. There's loads of YouTube videos of people doing the same thing. I think one bloke talks about football or something, and he refreshes the page and it swaps to adverts about sports. How many times do you think, like when you start typing something into Google, you've been talking about it recently, at least for me, I've noticed that if I'm talking about something, my Google search, so when it guesses what you want to search for next, it would change. That would change based on what I'm talking about at the time. And it's so easy to find what you want on Google. Like it's incredible. But definitely makes me think that they're listening. I mean, Facebook have got in trouble multiple times for the information that they're supposedly recording about people. Even if you pull out of it, apparently your information's still around there. It takes like so many years to drop off.
You can see why people go crazy thinking about it.
Yeah. But how fun is that? Heaven's Gate. We've just spoken about it, and look, first result. And that is not the most famous cult. There's much bigger ones out there.
That's actually
How mental is that?
Actually, thinking about what you just said, that's a bit weird. Wait, hold on. Let me fucking hell, famous cults. You've got me thinking.
To start paying attention to when you're like on the computer, and then you'll get more freaked out. I tell you, you'll get more freaked out.
Yeah, that's weird because, like you said, we were talking about it. I typed in Google. This is obviously about 20 minutes ago. So I typed in Google famous cults, right? And the first thing that come up was saying the www.insider.com, and it's an article from the 7th of December 2018. It says the most infamous cult in history. I clicked on it, and the first word was Heaven's Gate.
Really?
Now why is it showing me something from 2018? Wow, we just did that live, and it came on. The Illuminati exists.
This has been cults. I think next up is going to be aliens. But as well as that, we're going to be releasing another weekly episode, which is more of just like a relaxed chat. A bit more of a Series 1 kind of feel, for all of our old school fans.
All the old school fans that are about 3 months old.
Yeah. No, but all jokes aside, so I think the goal is there's going to be kind of 2 episodes a week. So midweek we're looking to release like a call it round table, so more of just like a chilled out chat, films, games, what's going on in the minute, that kind of thing. Whereas on the weekends I think we're still going to look to do our not serious episodes, but like more focused episodes like aliens and God and things like that. Cults, obviously.
That was literally like watching a car crash happen. Are you joking?
Fucking hell.
I'm very joking, mate. Very joking. Now, aliens, mate. Sounds good. Can't wait.
Aliens next week.
I'm sure it'll be full of content. All right. Do you want to do a closing? Shall I do a closing?
Go for it, mate. Go on.
Let me clear my throat. Well, there we go. Cults. Episode 3 or 4. Start that again. Thanks for listening to this SNT episode. Fuck off. I don't know what's going on, mate. My heart won't let me speak today. I can't even read from a book.
A riveting conversation about cults there with your favourite podcast, SNT. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow us on Spotify. Feel free to get in touch as well. We want to hear your feedback. And we'll see you next week.
Cheers.